We're going live.
Hello, everyone. How are you all? It's Neil and Mike here.
And it's great to see you. I'm just intrigued, Neil. What is that over your left shoulder? Is it a Christmas?
That's a Christmas tree.
No, the other shoulder.
The other shoulder. That I don't know. It's one of these generic pictures. I just thought, right, we need to get Christmassy.
Is it meant to be a bear or a sloth or sloth, as people say?
I think it's a sloth. I think it's obviously American because it's there in the corner at the top here. It says holidays.
I've just never seen a Christmas sloth before. Sloth, whatever it is, because they're South American. Do they do Christmas, or does it pass them by because it's so quick?
I think everywhere does Christmas, you know.
Yeah, I think so. But how are you today, Neil? It's been a week since you've not been so well with the COVID diagnosis. How's this week been?
It's getting better.
You're getting better. Stop moving because you're flashing in and out of scene.
Sorry.
That's the joy of these virtual backgrounds.
I'm recording it as well.
That's good. But saying about the virtual backgrounds, a friend of mine was doing interviews on MS Teams, and he had kind of the fuzzy background. The only problem is it identified his washing basket as another person.
Oh wow!
Which was quite amusing. So he had to fade that out. But Christmas is going to be a bit different this year for people, isn't it?
I'm a bit worried my shoulder keeps disappearing.
That's all right. I'd be quite happy if my bad shoulder disappeared because it'd stop it hurting, I guess.
Yeah, we do have obviously a bit of a strange Christmas this year.
We do, but I keep getting a bit bored by the news, almost fake news. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Of Christmas is cancelled, because I'm afraid there's some really bad news. Oh no, not bad news. Some really good news. It isn't cancelled because Christmas is what you make of it. The Christmas, the Christian celebration will happen. The celebration of the birth of Christ. But Christmas that you've always done in a way you've always done it won't be the same, and that's just something we're going to have to really struggle to get used to. But the great news is that the hope and the joy of the birth of Christ is still there, and that's not going to change. But what's surprised me, we've heard lots of people on the press complaining that their Christmas is cancelled with maybe 2-3 weeks notice, maybe a week's notice. But today's news is for military families that for many of them they're not going to spend Christmas with a family because they've been deployed immediately to support the nation, either driving ambulances in Wales or doing the test and trace in Kent with the lorry drivers. So military personnel who were expecting to spend Christmas Day with their families are suddenly dragged away a couple of days before. And seeing on some of the military posts, being ex-military myself, people are going, that's the way it is. You're in the army, you get on with it.
It's expected, isn't it? It's expected at Christmas that you are going to be doing something, either it's with your whole family going with you or whether you're on your own with your platoon. It is expected, yes.
It is. And in the military, it's just what it is. You're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when you're on leave. And you just got on with it. I remember one Christmas, spending Christmas Day managing, there was flooding in Yorkshire and we were deploying a battalion into that, one of my battalions that I had a chaplain working with. And remember spending Christmas Day chatting to him about how he was going to go and what was going to happen. So, but spend Christmas with those that are closest to you and just follow the rules this year. I think it's the key. The more we follow the rules and don't try and stretch them and go out and go to different places, the safer it'll be for everyone.
Yes, I mean, definitely, and the thing is, people are they're still going on about how obviously Boris has spoiled Christmas and that. And it's like, can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Excellent, because I can't see you. What have I done?
I don't know, just go with it. I can hear you and see you, you're fine.
Okay, that's fine. My Zoom literally has just got initializing Zoom. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, hello, we're back again. There we go.
Oh, superb. Technology is wonderful.
It is. There we go. Look. Right, but it's not only obviously the military. We have the police, the emergency services,
doctors and nurses, health services. Absolutely.
For them, Christmas is just another day with a bit of tinsel, basically.
It is. And for me as a minister, this Christmas is very bizarre because Christmas Day, you normally go to church, do the service, meet loads of people. And Christmas Day for us is just sat here at home. We're doing your left shoulder's disappeared again.
I know. I'm going to have to, hang on, bear with me a minute.
Yeah, but I'll keep talking while you say technicalities. So yeah, Christmas for me on Christmas Day is normally doing the service and then spending some time with the family and doing bits, having met loads of people. But to this Christmas, it's just going to be at home. I've got the service ready to go on Facebook Live for 10:30 on Christmas Day, and I'll just be here at home doing the service, and won't see anybody other than the family, which that's not a bad thing. His shoulders disappeared again, but it is funny. But hey,
Because I normally wear
that's
a black
Christmas
top.
this year. And I'm just grateful I've got family around me, because for some people who are alone, it's really difficult, isn't it?
It is, and that's where the Rotary comes in.
I was going to say that brings in a wonderful link here. Let me share this. So do you want to mention it, Neil?
Yes, don't be lonely this Christmas. It's a play on words from obviously the Mud song. But what Rotary are doing is 11 till 1 o'clock. They're doing a drop-in Zoom chat, Zoom get together. You have to bring your own mince pie and drink. But it's just a case of just coming up and just chatting, having a good time. Oh, you got
I got my mince pie.
Got your mince pie already. So yeah, so you can just turn up. It's not, you don't have to stay the whole time. You can stay the whole time if you want to.
5 minutes or the whole 2 hours, and it's not aimed at any particular age group. It's aimed at everyone, isn't it? So whatever age you are, if you just want to come in on some company for Christmas Day, just drop in.
Yeah, and I mean, not only is it but it's not like a Samaritan's line or anything like that. It's just a social.
Just a social cuppa and a chat and anything like that. But we will put out there, and we will have the details of helplines if people need them. But the idea is it's just a chat, isn't it? Which is nice.
It is. We have got people. The people will be manning the lines, as they say. So, but it's something new we're starting this year. It was meant to be a lunch, wasn't it? If I remember.
It was. We were meant to be doing a Christmas dinner, but strangely enough, like lots of restaurants, it's turned into an online thing. And I think we're going to, there's a possibility of more people joining us because we're on Zoom, so we can have up to 100 people on there. So if we got anywhere near that number, I'd be really chuffed. And if we get near that number, we can put people in breakout rooms. There's just loads of things we can do.
Yes. Yeah.
So do come along.
Definitely. You don't have to dress up like mud, but a hat, a Christmas hat, and perhaps some tinsel would be good.
It would.
Get in that Christmas mood.
It would. So it's a Christmas mood, a great Christmas mood. And I think this Christmas, it is odd, but I think the message we've got to get out there is follow the rules. Don't try and extend them, because this new virus is so virulent. I think they said 70% more chance of transmissibility, isn't there, or something?
There is, and I mean, my whole family's come down with it.
And you think that's the new variant, don't you?
I think it is. I mean, I am totally wiped out. This is
your zing has zung.
This is the end of my 14 days, and I feel I could sleep for a week. I've got no energy whatsoever.
What I've got to say to those people listening, that Neil did come on, and this is why we're a bit late. He came on, and I said, "Mate, are you all right? Are you sure you want to do this today?" And he went,
Yes. There are some things you have to commit to, and this is one of them. Because I just feel it's really, really important. And the other thing we want to mention is that there are a lot of people out there who are still saying about how Boris has spoiled Christmas, how the government spoiled Christmas, and what they're going to do. We're in the middle of a pandemic where people are dying. And so sometimes you just got to be, should I be saying that? No, I shouldn't. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to go outside if I knew people were dying of this, and I have caught it. It's like I've still got COVID-19, and it's like it's totally wiped me out.
And I think if it wipes somebody out who's fit and healthy like yourself, it's worrying what it can do to those that are not as fit and healthy.
Yes. And people who are fit and healthy are really struggling with it as well.
Yeah, and I think there's the other panic. I went past the Meadows the other day, and it was absolutely heaving. And I think that message that's got to get out there, that's in the news today, is shop sensibly. It's not the end of the world. There's a bit of a delay with the trucks going across the border into France, but they've started again today. But if everybody shops sensibly and just buys what you need rather than being ridiculous, it'll be okay. And those that are in Camberley Town, I went into Lidl last night at about. It was about 4 o'clock with Sue, and it was fairly quiet, but the shelves were pretty full. We just needed.
How is Camberley? I'm normally going to Camberley, but I haven't been able to go into. How is it looking?
It's looking very Christmassy,
Yeah.
but sadly, it's looking very quiet because all the shops are shut and people are following the rules, which is good. It's really tough for the shopkeepers. But I would say if you do go into Camberley, please remember to, when you go past Sainsbury's, to press the music on the snow dome because Dan really appreciates that.
He does. He loves it.
But I think he might have gone home now for Christmas, so who knows? But still press it because it's great fun.
Right. Let's. Yes.
Sorry, I was asking Joanna in the square what happens with the Santa letters, and she said, "Oh, they go to Santa, of course, because Royal Mail pick them up, and they post them on, which is wonderful."
It's great that Royal Mail are still going even through this. They're still, and of course, the good thing is the postman, they don't really come in contact with you anyway, so they unlike Amazon, where Amazon just throw the parcel at the door, they actually try and put it through your letterbox.
Well, Amazon, I think, is a bit better than other companies I've heard of. Hermes apparently doesn't treat your post with the greatest of respect.
No, they like to play football, and they use the front door as a goal, I think.
I think they do. But the other one that's come out this week about Camberley is we've been voted the brainiest town in Britain. Did you hear this?
How did that work? Because I didn't take part in a quiz or anything.
If
I had taken part in a quiz, I wouldn't have been the brainiest person.
The quiz was fine. So it was through the various bids. So the business insider districts across the whole of the UK. So we've got Camberley bid, Lovecamberley. That's all the businesses that come together to energise the town centre. And they publicised it, and people had to go online and do a quiz. And we pipped Elgin to the post. So Elgin came second in Scotland.
Elgin, where's Elgin?
Scotland, on the Moray coast in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
Near Inverness.
Yeah.
Up that way, quite a way away. And we came first, so we've been crowned the brainiest bid town in Britain, which is great. But I have to confess, I did it. I think there was quite a few of us doing the quiz several times to make sure we could push the things up.
Could you give us an example question, Mike, on what actually happened?
Oh no, you're asking, aren't you? Oh crikey! Here was the one.
Yeah.
The Russian ambassador presented the American ambassador in Russia with a wonderful Christmas present. What made it unique? And then you had to choose 4 different ones. It was the clock with the embedded listening device in.
Oh, okay.
And there was things like, what did the Pope once get for Christmas? And it was a white elephant. There was, what did it was quite obvious ones. There was some out there that were a bit more bizarre. I can't remember them because I brain dumped as soon as I've done it. So
I can imagine. I'm exactly the same after a quiz. And then you come up with all these strange facts in about 10 years time. Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
The other one that's been good. Have you seen the Camberley Theatre Christmas Wish production that's gone out on Facebook and YouTube?
I have, yes.
It's great. There was a great thing of me and you dancing.
There was. No one else was dancing, I noticed.
No,
we couldn't see what was going on.
No, I'm just glad that they've muted the sound because it was we were miming the "All I Want for Christmas Is You" thing, weren't we?
Oh, you were miming. I was singing along. Funny. I was rocking it, I tell you.
I was totally in tune when I was singing to myself. It was wonderful. But it's just nice to see. And Camberley Theatre have put a Christmas wish out there as a video for everyone to see because of course they're now closed. So it's their gift to Camberley. So if you've got the time, do have a look on YouTube. It's on our Facebook page as well, the Camberley Wish. I think it's on the community Facebook page as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So do look it up and see if you can spot me and Neil rocking away. And enjoy the half an hour video. It's great.
It's free to watch. It is on YouTube. So and it's just just something that Camberley Town have got on board with.
They have. So thanks to the theatre, they're wonderful.
Thanks to the theatre for putting it together.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is. So and let's bring the mood right up, shall we, Mike? Have you got your times, your TV times there?
Oh, go and get it. Hang on.
Go and get it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what is on Christmas Day, because Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day are normally, you have James Bond, you have the Queen's Speech, and then you also have some alternative things going on. I know Channel 4 did one year; they did their Pink Christmas one year. So just have a little chat about what's on over Christmas.
Chat about what's on TV.
What's on TV? It's a cheap version.
It works. It's still got the same listing.
The bumper Radio Times, the 14-day Radio Times.
Well, I have to confess, I did look at the Radio Times and thought I'll buy a Radio Times, but it was about £5.
Okay.
for Radio Times, and what's on TV that, strangely enough, lists the same programs.
Yes.
Was £1.40. So being a cheapskate, I went for the £1.40 one.
You could have bought the Daily Mail and got it for free. You know that they do a magazine as well. I know that's my parents could do it. That's
Well,
what, and then
well,
they
buying
get
a Daily
highlighter
Mail
out.
though. Come on.
Oh, okay. Then they get the highlighter out, and then they highlight all the programs they want to watch. So have you done that?
Yeah. But there is some good ones out there. You know, I'm just looking at today. It's Wednesday today, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Today
It's
we've got
Wednesday.
things highlighted like the Ghost Christmas special. It's not on today, but Jennifer Saunders on Memory Lane, A Wartime Christmas, and on Sky Arts tonight at 9:00 they're doing live. They're showing live versions of the stage shows. So tonight is Jesus Christ Superstar. Les Mis is on in a couple of nights. Miss Saigon. Things like that. So it's going to be quite a nice mix of things to watch.
They are absolutely cracking those programs, because they actually show them in cinemas as well. So obviously they're not on, it's not, but they're on at home. And I know that Hamilton as well is on. They've recorded Hamilton, and that's on. And there's loads and loads. But they've got 42nd Street as well, that's on YouTube. Now that is, I was lucky enough. Me and my lovely wife went to go and see the final performance of that on the latest run one, and it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
So what do you generally look forward to being on TV at Christmas?
What, me being on TV? I'd love to.
No, not you being on TV. Not programs on TV.
Programs on TV. Well, normally we don't watch TV in the morning because there's a lot of present opening and chocolate eating and things like that. And then of course by about 11, 12 o'clock you've got your first sherry. Because you're allowed sherry at 11 o'clock on Christmas Day.
You're allowed chocolate even earlier on Christmas Day.
Yes, yeah, and for some odd reason you get orange, you get fruit, piece of fruit. I've never worked that out. Why'd you get a piece of fruit?
Well, that was my daughter's biggest concern with the lorries not coming in from France. Would there be enough tangerines to go around to put one in the bottom of the stocking? Luckily, we've got some. So,
it's not tangerines, it's satsuma though, isn't it? Well, it should be a satsuma.
I don't know what we've got. We've got some orange round things in the kitchen, and
knowing our lot, they'll end up with a banana.
Oh, that would give the stocking some shape, wouldn't it?
It would do. You could put it down the end, couldn't you? Yes, yeah.
Right, just stop there. It's safer.
Okay, all right.
So then you watch TV, because it's. Do you know what I've not seen on films this year? The Wizard of Oz hasn't been on for a while at Christmas, and
I think that with obviously all these channels, Sky channels and things like that, you can watch Christmas films practically all year round. I mean, we start watching Christmas films from about the beginning of November, and it's like one a day. But because of what's happened, we've watched obviously a lot more Christmas films, and we're on to like the dark Christmas films now. You know, they have a Christmas message,
but Nightmare Before Christmas type thing.
That's my daughter's favorite film, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, thank you.
what would be your favorite Christmas film?
Mine is it's got to be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
God, what? Yeah, I'm a softie at heart, so I like lots of them, but one of my all-time favorites has got to be Love Actually, because I just think it's a great British classic.
It is, and the story just comes together so well at the end. Everything just all comes together. The other film which I've got to recommend, that's out this year, is Last Christmas. Last Christmas is an amazing film. We watched it beginning of December, and I think I desperately want to watch it again. Now I know the story, I want to watch it again. You get to see those.
What's it about?
What's it about? Basically, it's about it follows the story of this Yugoslavian girl who moved from Yugoslavia when she was a kid. And it's all about her and how she struggles through Christmas. I'm not going to give too much away. There's a twist.
Sounds good to see. Sounds good to see.
It is a fantastic film.
Is that on Netflix? Whatever.
I think it's on Sky or Netflix. I think it's definitely on Sky. I know that.
I'm gonna scribble that down now to watch. So Last Christmas, it's called.
Yeah, and it's course, and the bonus is it's Wham all the way through.
Wham music all the way through.
Wham all the way through. The choir sings the Wham songs. They have Wham songs playing in the background. If you are a big George Michael fan and Wham fan, you will absolutely love it just for the music.
So that brings the next question, really. What's your favourite Christmas song?
I knew you were going to say that. I have a different Christmas song every year.
Yeah.
My one of my favourites is Hey Mr. Christmas by Shawaddy Waddy, because I'm a big Shawaddy Waddy fan. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But for me at the moment, it's Joy to the World, sung by the Four Seasons,
Super.
or Jersey Boys.
Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
You're right. It's really hard because I was thinking about what's my favourite Christmas song, and I kind of got down to three, but I think so. I quite like Driving Home for Christmas with Chris Rea because it's quite sentimental.
Driving Home for Christmas.
Yeah, and the Progues ones and things are great. But one that I noticed this week that's for the first time ever, All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey's got #1 in the Christmas charts.
Mm-hmm.
But I quite like that.
Played Christmas song ever.
It is, but one of my favourites is Stop the Cavalry.
Jonah Louie.
Yeah, I do love Stop the Cavalry. What
I like about it, for those of you who don't know, I'm a bit of a music guru as well, and I've been every day on my Facebook. I've been doing Christmas songs, alternative Christmas songs, and Jonah Louie was one of my first ones because basically he is an absolutely amazing character. His voice, he's so monotone.
Yeah,
but the song just draws you in. It just draws you in because it means so much as well.
Yeah, it's got so much depth to it, and I think that's the thing when it comes to Christmas specials. You know, have you been watching the Vicar of Dibley lockdown specials?
Yeah, I told you about that. Did you watch it?
They're quite good, and I'm looking forward to the. It's very un-PC, but the Mrs. Brown's Boys Christmas special because they're just brilliant, and you've got coming up like a Miranda Christmas special, and there's just so many Christmas specials. They're just wonderful.
I find the thing is though, beforehand, the Christmas special, it was like the show was running and then all of a sudden there'd be a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Now they don't do that. They just plonk a Christmas special in wherever, and sometimes you can miss it, but it's all right. You can catch up later. You can watch it in January, can you?
Yeah, that's the great thing because we there was All Creatures Great and Small Christmas special last night on Channel 5.
Yeah.
Which we're going to catch up watching with my daughter because she quite likes it. But there's just so much, but we're finding at the moment it's the hardest thing with the TV guide is trying to work out what you're going to watch on catch up because there is so much out there. But the good news is we've got loads of time to do it because we're not going anywhere.
See, the thing is, okay, if you were organized, you'd have a spreadsheet.
No, you're pushing it a bit now. I don't mind highlighting it, but a spreadsheet is a bit much.
There are people out there who probably have spreadsheets of what's on over Christmas and what they want to watch and what they're going to watch, and if there's nothing else on, they might watch that because it is a bit of a military precision thing watching Christmas TV because it overlaps.
I know people that have spreadsheets for managing the Christmas dinner.
That is taking it too far.
Yeah.
But then again, if you have like 20 people coming over, you need something like that, don't you?
And can we just point out that this year you shouldn't have 20 people coming around?
No.
It should just be your family and no more.
Yeah, it's just the four of us this year, four of us, which is going to be a bit strange because we normally have about 10 people coming over. But as my wife pointed out last night, so it's just the four of us, so it's going to be a lot easier this year. But I don't think it will be. I
think you just have to remember it's a roast. That's all it is.
It is a roast with the addition of like additional 5 types of vegetables, and of course. Not lots of alcohol because we don't condone that sort of lots of alcohol drinking. Some alcohol at lunchtime, then liqueurs afterwards, and then about 4 o'clock someone says, "Oh, I'm hungry. What can we have to eat?"
So you then have it all as a sandwich.
That's right. That's what you do at Christmas. You just sort of dip it in your wine, don't you? Dip the bread in the wine.
But it's last Christmas we had a family with us from church who it was their first Christmas in the UK. They're from Jamaica. And mum was working at one of the care homes. So dad and the 2 children came and they'd never had a traditional British Christmas before. So it was quite funny trying to explain what stuffing was and what some of the elements a mince pie, even trying to explain that a mince pie doesn't have mince in it. It's fruit.
It's sweet meat.
Well, originally, yeah, but it was just trying to explain to him. And it was wonderful, actually, just seeing the delight in the faces. But that brings me on to what's been the most memorable Christmas you've ever had. Can you think of
the most memorable Christmas? Yes. I was I can't remember. I think me and Cheryl we'd been married, and in fact no, we weren't. We were courting, as they say. We were stepping out,
Yeah.
And Carol came round to my parents' house for Christmas, and we woke up on Christmas morning, and it had snowed. It was only
Wow.
very, very slight drizzle of snow, but it had snowed, and it was just so magical to have snow on Christmas Day, even if it's just a few snowflakes. It's like, it's a white Christmas. It's snowing. So yeah, for me, that's got to be I think the best Christmas. That sort of made that Christmas for me.
It
What
is,
about you,
because
Mike?
I was going to say, we spent 8 years living in Germany, and some of the most memorable ones as a family have been in Germany, with the Christmas Day morning going to church, and then a bit of snow, because where we were was landlocked, so it was quite often snowed. But just that, it was cold. I think that was the big thing. It was cold on Christmas Day, and that made a real difference because it felt Christmassy. Whereas if it's like at the moment, it's quite mild, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, if you wake up on Christmas Day and there's a hard frost, you're happy with that because it's white
Absolutely.
outside. I mean, I lived in South Africa for 2 years, and you wake up on Christmas morning, and you put your swimming trunks on, you go and dive in the pool. It wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same, really. And you don't. I mean, obviously, you've lived abroad, Mike, in Germany, and that. But I'm quite traditional when it comes to food at Christmas as well.
Yeah.
I like my turkey and everything. And over there, obviously, in these foreign places, they don't really have turkey.
What do they have in South Africa on Christmas Day? Is it a braai?
Yeah, it is a braai. Yes, it's a barbecue. But they do have a lot of. They do all get together. It is very, very important. They do all get together, and it's an excuse for a party.
And I think that's what we've certainly in Germany. We would have a couple of families around who are friends, still very good friends. Two of them are godparents to one of my children, and the other family, myself and Sue, are godparents to their children. So, but we do the traditional thing. Yeah, we'll do the main course, you do the starter, you do the pudding, and it was just really nice to get together on Christmas Day. But this year, of course, it's different. But we are Zooming them over Christmas.
I've just got to stop you there, Mike. You mentioned the word puddings.
Okay. Puddings.
Okay. We discussed dinner. All right. What do you go for pudding? Are you a Christmas pudding fan, or do you go for a trifle? I mean, we have Christmas pudding and trifle in our family because the kids don't really like it, and so so yeah. So what do you go for a pudding on Christmas Day?
I would go for both of them. We've got for this Christmas though, we've got a pudding because Sue's gluten free. So Lidl do a very nice gluten free pudding. So we'll have that on Christmas Day with either creme fraiche or, because brandy butter the kids aren't too keen on, so either creme fraiche or ice cream, and that'll be quite nice. But trifle though, you can't beat a good trifle, can you?
I do know what a trifle is really not, and it's one of those it's one of those love it or hate it things.
It's British pudding, isn't it? Really,
it is. And trifle with hundreds of thousands on the top as well, or chocolate hundreds of thousands, even better.
The friend of mine in Germany, she's American, and I'm going to say hello to her. Hiya, I'm not mentioning your name because it's not fair. But her husband's British, and she said to me, we went for dinner one day, and she said, "Oh, I've made trifle," and I said, "Okay." I have to say it was deconstructed in the bowl because it just didn't work. It tasted like trifle.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like it. And I said to her, "I'll tell you what, I'll make it next time."
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That was the best way. But do you have any family Christmas traditions?
We have stockings. We have to have stockings. And my daughter, Kerry. Hello, Kerry. I know you're.
Hi, Kerry.
You may be listening, but I haven't seen her for like a couple of weeks now. So and obviously my little grandchild as well. He's growing up. So they've obviously got their new families. So they're starting their own traditions, but she still has traditions with us as well. Like she has to have a stocking, even though she hasn't lived with us for like 4 years. She still has to have a stocking. And things like that. So I think that certain families, a lot of families, still have those traditions, even though they're apart. It can still bring them together. So the stocking thing isn't really going to happen this year, but it will do. But it'll just be a bit later. That's all. So,
absolutely. And I think
we can't see them.
As being former ex-military as well, I remember celebrating Christmas Day in November, and I've done it in February because that's when we had parents visit. So we had a Christmas dinner with them when they were there, and we opened presents when they were there. And that was just so special. But you're right, it's those traditions. One of ours is because the children were born in Germany. We do Christmas presents on Christmas Eve because that's a German tradition. You open your Christmas presents on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
and it means that on Christmas Day we can concentrate on church stuff and things.
Well, it's quite a busy day for you, really.
It is, yeah.
And when you signed up, obviously, to do what you do, you obviously realise that Christmas Day is going to be one of those big days. And
it is, and it's a wonderful day. It's just great, to be honest. The biggest danger I have you seen the Vicar of Dibley one where she has about 6 Christmas lunches?
Dibley dinners, yes.
Christmas dinners, yeah. I have that because I do like. So that brings me back onto what's your favourite Christmas food then?
My favourite Christmas food, it's got to be. Favourite food or sweets? Because there's a fine line.
You can have one of each. Go on, one of each.
One of each. My favourite sweets are the orange and lemon slices, jelly slices, which aren't orange and lemon, as I found out when I was a kid. Yeah, have you never had orange and lemon jelly slices?
No.
Oh,
do you mean the sweets that come? They're kind of in a circle in the thing that.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those.
Okay.
And the other thing, it's got to be turkey. It's got to be. I know you can have turkey any time of year, but at Christmas, it's just so special.
I have to confess, it's the Christmas stuffing that I prefer. I quite like Christmas stuffing.
Oh, we're traditional. You see, we stick with sage and onion stuffing.
So you're a Paxo boy.
Yes. Yeah. not Paxo this year. I think Aldi this year, but yeah.
But you're right. The Turkish dish, one of mine, if we're going savoury, is pigs in blankets. I just absolutely love pigs in blankets.
Really?
Yeah. But what's ridiculous is you can do them any time of the year. It's just that I tend to like them. But the other one is, is it called Angels on Horseback or something, where it's prunes wrapped in bacon?
No, sorry. Prunes are not associated with Christmas whatsoever.
But I do like prunes wrapped in bacon.
Okay, all right.
But if it's a sweet, my favourite thing, I have to say, I do love mince pies.
We've got all butter mince pies at the moment, which I'm the only person in the family that likes mince pies, so I have one a day.
What about Christmas cake? Do they like Christmas cake?
No, they don't, but I do. I love it. So we get Christmas cake, and I tend to eat all. The kids tend to eat the icing and then leave the cake. But my mum, she starts off in October half term, making the cake.
It's got to be
makes
done.
She stores it, and then every day for about 2 weeks she plies it with alcohol. Doesn't matter what alcohol, just any sort of alcohol, really.
Yeah, the best thing is don't use Baileys though, because that a cream liqueur doesn't absorb very well.
Okay.
No, I do the same. I made my Christmas cake back in October, and it's been resting and being fed. It smells quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the other thing is, what do you pour on the Christmas pudding to light it?
Do you know I don't tend to light it?
You don't light Michael.
No, I don't
light. Oh dear.
It's a waste of alcohol, isn't it? Surely.
We have a spare bottle of. I think we used port one year because we couldn't.
It's not a high enough alcohol content, though, is it?
I know, it didn't work. It just ended up.
It's got to be brandy or whiskey or something that's quite high alcohol content.
Yeah, I don't really drink brandy or whiskey, so we tend to have to buy a little fiddly miniature and make sure it all goes on there, because otherwise it would just sit there in the cupboard.
And what's the we're thinking of Christmas traditions and things. Where's the most? I was seeing on the news this week they did a drive-through Christmas fairy tale land in Norfolk that kind of didn't go so well. But have you been? Where's the most Christmassy place you've been?
Oh, that's easy.
Christmas.
London. We tried to get to Germany. Because obviously Germany, from about November, they have all their Christmas markets now.
They do, yeah.
I'd love to go to Belgium for the Grand Place. They have a lovely Christmas market there. But for now, it's just London. It's such a magical place. But I find that if you go into London for Christmas, you can't go 2 weeks before Christmas.
It's a bit chaotic.
And it's bad when you have police actually directing the pedestrians, not the traffic.
I saw something on YouTube which was a taxi driver's tour of the London lights this year, because people couldn't see it, and it was quite good actually.
The taxi drivers have had to get obviously a bit more theatrical with how they make their money as well, because Christmas is a big time for them.
It
You
is,
know,
yeah, it's
lots
great.
of traffic jams, lots of sitting around, lots of talking to their customers. But now there's no one, you know, there isn't anyone up in London really.
There isn't, and the cabs are parked up, aren't they? So
They are, and of course, if they're parked up because they're self-employed, they don't earn any money. A lot of cab drivers who work up in London live in Camberley. Actually, I've got
there
a
is
couple of
quite a lot here in
customers.
Camberley. Yeah.
They drive up on the M4 each day, and majority of them have been struggling. So, and of course, everyone forgets the cabbies, don't they?
They do, because the cabbies are just there, and you expect them to be there.
Yeah, and of course, if there's no nightclubs open or anything like that, there's no night fares.
Yeah, true.
And so it is a bit of a downer for them. And you can look at it the fact, oh, you can spend more time with your family, but you're not earning money.
And
That's the
that is
problem.
hard, isn't it? It is hard, and but it is. You know, we all have places that make us feel Christmassy. You know, and I'm very biased because you were just saying you'd love to get to the markets. We've been spoilt having lived there, but one of my favourite Christmas markets is a little town in the Harts Mountains called Goslar, and it's magical. And they created within the town square a Christmas forest, and it was just absolutely amazing. And we chuckled because we went one year, and the children were young, and there was like they always do live nativity scenes and things. It's just wonderful. Sue misread what it said on one of the stalls, and she thought it said Kinder kebab. You know, so
yes.
you could have, they do roast meat on a stick, and she thought it said Kinder, but she misread it because it wasn't a K, it was an R, and it said Rinderwurst kebab, and it was
Okay.
Rinderwurst is beef, and so she said, "Oh, can I have 2 Kinderwurst kebabs, please," in German, and the guy just burst out laughing, and the guy stood next to Sue in the queue started laughing, and he then looked at it and went, "Oh yeah, it does look like a K, doesn't it?" But it was actually Rinderwurst, and it was but Goslar's just a wonderful place to have the Christmas. It's just so magical. I think that's what's, you know, because Germany, it's always cold in December, and it's just magical.
Do you know, one year I took my display team across to Germany, and we went over in October, just as the festive markets were opening, and they sell these like wooden tree ornaments. You know, handmade, and they are absolutely wonderful and gorgeous. But the only trouble was, I still have a few of them now, and they don't match anything. So when it comes to putting them on the tree, I sort of have to place them very, very gingerly. So other people
So do
don't
you have a
see them.
coordinated Christmas tree?
Well, the Christmas tree goes up. I put it up, and then it sort of rests for about a week. And you go around and you sort all the branches out, left, right, and up, as it were. And then that's it. And then well, my lovely wife Cheryl, she actually adorns the tree with lots and lots of baubles.
Sorry, as you said, Cheryl adorns the tree. I just got to imagine of Cheryl trying to climb up the tree.
Well, she does have to get the star on top, and so yeah, no, and but we don't have tinsel anymore. We have ribbon, lots of baubles, and yes, ribbon. I think it's silver ribbon this year.
I'm gonna have to take my hat off. I'm getting too hot.
Oh, okay. It's yeah. So and then we have obviously the star on top of the tree, and we have baubles. We have silver and red baubles.
Superb.
Yeah, and then we have a second tree.
A second tree.
We have a second tree because when you have a new tree, you don't throw out the old one and think, what do we do with the old one?
In Braybrook Towers, you know, you've got that much space.
We had to move the chandelier this year though, because the star, unfortunately, it kept topping on the main tree in the main
It was
hall.
jangling the chandelier.
It was, yes. So but no, we have the second tree which goes into the children's rooms. It's in the hall. And, but that's got coloured lights on it, which is very controversial in our house because we don't have coloured lights.
It sounds far more coordinated than ours because I got bullied by my mother-in-law. Hello, mother-in-law. Hello, Miriam. To allow Eve, my daughter, to put it up. So it got put up, and I stayed out. I just got it out the loft. Let her get on with it. But we have, rather than coordinated ornaments, we have ornaments from places we've lived or been, and it's quite nice. So it's a mishmash. It's not going to win any contest, but it's nice.
It's a bit like us, really. But we have magnets on the fridge door of where we've been. We don't have ornaments because they don't match. So
Yeah, but we've got some of those wooden ones which are they're so spectacular, and a lot of our Christmas decorations are from Germany, from having lived there, and they
Mm.
just did it so well, to be honest.
Did,
But I have never seen a Christmas sloth though in Germany.
I feel it should have been a tinsel on it.
It should have done, yeah.
Or if it was really good, what I could do is I could turn and sort of like pick it up, but I can't because it's a picture.
It's not there. It's virtual.
It's not there. No. And if I turn, I may lose my. Oh look, my shoulders come back now. I think it's
come back. But one of the things I've just spotted that's on TV on Boxing Day, I don't know if you saw it when it was out last, was the return of the Masked Singer.
I'm not a great fan.
You're not a great fan?
Not a great fan. Is it any good?
I thought it was quite fun. I think this is a one-off one. I don't know. But yeah, I quite liked it.
The Masked Singer. All your television stuff is all starting to come out now, Mike, on what you actually watch.
I know.
We've been binge watching various things. The iPlayer, of course, the iPlayer has lots of Christmas specials.
Oh, it does. On. Yeah, it's brilliant.
And for me, you said about Christmas memories earlier. When my grandfather was alive, bless him, we used to sit and watch upstairs on the black and white telly, because the second TV was black and white. The Morecambe Wise Christmas show.
That is being re-shown on Christmas Eve.
Did you know you can watch Morecambe Wise all year round? I'm surprised they haven't got their own channel, but there are so many documentaries about Morecambe Wise. They're two fantastic fellas who epitomise the Christmas special. And I think in their peak, they had like 45 million people watching it. And this is back in the 70s.
Wow.
It was huge, absolutely huge. And it got to the stage where, a bit like sort of Miranda, Miranda took Morecambe Wise and their style, the looking down at the camera and things like that.
Bit slapstick, bit fun.
Yeah, having guest celebrities, cameos, little cameo roles, and taking the mickey out of them and things like that. And believe it or not, stars like Elton John were actually queuing up to be on their show. And institutions like that, they haven't disappeared. They're still about, which is absolutely fantastic.
So let's give it a plug. 4:15 on BBC Two on Christmas Eve is the Morecambe Wise Christmas show, followed at 5:15 by the Two Ronnies sketchbook.
Now, the Two Ronnies, of course, obviously they were, a very, very clever duo. Very, very. They were a double act, as you know. You had Ronnie Barker and Ronnie Corbett, and Ronnie Barker used to do all the writing. Ronnie Corbett used to turn up and just do it, and Ronnie Barker, Ronnie Barker was the one who used to do all the writing. And again, a very, very funny duo, worked really well together. But they also did their other things as well. One of the things I have been lovingly watching is the Christmas specials of Porridge.
Oh yes, yeah, very good, aren't they? Yeah,
yeah. And when you realise how old some of these actors or some of these comedians actually were when they filmed, I mean, Ronnie Barker was quite young, and David Jason looked absolutely ancient.
I know.
But then he went on to go on, obviously, to do Only Fools and Horses, and again, Christmas specials, Only Fools and Horses. Hello, I mean, you're looking at least a day of Christmas.
Yeah, specials. Absolutely. There's just, I think the reality is there's just so much good TV out there, isn't there? And the danger is now we've got so many channels that you can constantly be watching great stuff.
Yeah, and and obviously both myself and my wife have been totally wiped out by this, and we found like 3 o'clock we'll put on a film, and then another film, and the next thing you know, it's like the kids are going, well, what's for dinner? It's like 7 o'clock.
Oh, crikey.
Crikey, yes, certainly, yeah. So it's TV is becoming quite obsessive at the moment, and I think sometimes it's quite nice just to turn the TV off. Don't otherwise.
And read a book, or
yes, read a book. Yes.
Play a game, do a jigsaw.
We have got games for Christmas Day. We do like to play a game in the afternoon after dinner. Clear the table, and there's some games, there's card games, obviously. I don't know what game we got this year. We always buy a game. Do you buy a game at Christmas?
No, we wait to see what we get, because we quite often, people will buy us games for Christmas and then we try and play it.
Okay.
And it depends on the game though. Depending on the game, I just struggle to get into it sometimes, but there are some good ones out there. But it's we just tend to chill out, to be honest with you. It's quite nice just to chill and do nothing and not allow the kids on the computers that day.
Oh,
Ban tech.
You've touched a subject there, haven't you? I tell you, we've been going for like 45 minutes.
I know we're gonna have to wrap it up because we've been waffling. But it is, I think the main thing for people to take away is Christmas is what you make of it, isn't it? And there's so many opportunities to make it special in a different way this year, whether it's the food you've got, the songs you listen to, the films you're going to watch, the memories you're going to have of the places you've been in the past, the traditions that you'd normally have. It's going to be a memorable Christmas day, but in a different way. And we've just got to thank God, really, for the ability, technology-wise, to phone people or Zoom people. And I did see something today that was call 5 on Christmas Day. Call 5 people that you just to lift their spirits over Christmas. And I think that's important. But it's make these new traditions and Zoom your family, because I'm Zooming my family on Christmas Day. And that's going to be wonderful, because it's been over 18 months since I've seen my parents and my in-laws and in person. And it's just what it is. And you've just got to keep going. And that's the key.
That is the key. And remember that, if you are on your own, then get in contact with someone now and say, look, do you want to Zoom in? Do you want to get together via Zoom on Christmas Day? Christmas Day is going to be very different this year. It's not the government's fault. They've only put things in place to keep us all safe. And that's what you've got to remember.
And I think the other side of it is, if you are struggling, there's lots of helplines there, and we will post them. We'll pin them to the top of the community Facebook page. So do please, if you're struggling, reach out to somebody. There's lots of helplines out there that are ready to listen and support you. If you're feeling down and depressed, give someone a call. And that's they're open on Christmas Day as well.
Yes. So from myself and Mike, have a great Christmas, the best Christmas you can at the moment. And we will see you next week. We'll be doing our New Year's roundup. Look at us, we're sounding like quite professional now, aren't we?
We are, and I'm just gonna eat my Christmas mince pie.
Christmas mince pie.
It's just a mince pie. I'm gonna eat my mince pie.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you much, viewer, for watching, and thank you very much for our listener. This is going to go out as a podcast. And I do apologise. The beginning was mucked up, because I forgot to start it. So.
No problem. See you all next week, and
see you next week.
So much all to right. Our one viewer, and we'll see you next week as well.
Zoomy wave. Bye-bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.